Hey everybody, Debbi Starr here. I wanted to talk about the number one or number two problem that most coaches, entrepreneurs, anyone that's trying to market their business struggles with. And that problem is, what do you talk about when you're marketing your program, right? Well, follow along with me. Let me shrink my head down here a little bit. And today I'm talking about what I call the content water wheel. So as I mentioned, the problem is, you're staring at the blank screen. You need to get that email out, or, you want to do the Facebook Lives, all of that kind of stuff. But then that blinking cursor, what do you talk about? Do you have that problem? So let me know in the comments if you're watching this, if you've struggled with that. Well, I've got good news, so stick with me here. The good news is, let's see if I can just shrink this down completely, get it out of the way. The good news is what I call the water wheel effect, so that you will always have something to deliver to your leads, to your perfect future clients, your PFC, and you'll be able to maximize your time and actually deliver something of value. So how does that sound? So what we want at the end of the day, we don't want to just be throwing information out there, especially with AI on the scene. Everybody's pumping out tons of stuff, but you are different because you are going to be delivering the value that your people can take and actually upscale their business with it. All right. And as I mentioned, you don't want to be spending hours of your time working on things that's not maximizing your time and maximizing the return that you get on your business. All right. So how do we do that? Basically, I'm going to show you this super easy way that you can take your existing content and recycle it, reuse it, content that you actually deliver to your people. But here is the good news. You will be able to stretch the gap so that people realize they need you in their world, because once they consume this content, they're like, wait a minute, I don't know how to fill all these gaps. And then they're going to come to you as the expert. So how do you do it? The key is you need to define the three big pillars that your business rests upon. In other words, these three pillars is what holds up your signature product or your signature program that gets people to that big transformation, right? Excuse me. So now we all could be teaching all kinds of stuff, but at the end of the day, people have a destination that they're trying to get to. They're not interested in taking your master's degree or your PhD. They want to get to the end point. So when I help my clients and my students design their signature program, what we do is we start at the end first, and we decide what is the end result that your perfect future client is looking for. Again, they're not looking to figure out every single thing. They're looking to get to that one big takeaway. And once we do that, then we can backfill things. So how do you do it? Again, I said you need to take those three main pillars. So when we do this together in my program, what we do is I'll tell my people, go out, identify what you think that major problem is that they need solved. And let's list out maybe 10 obstacles or 10 problems that are standing in the way to get them to that end result. Then from that list, we're going to pick the top three. All right. Not 10, not 15. Doesn't matter that you could teach them all these things. We're going to take those top three things that will move them to that end destination. Now, Again, have you ever signed up for a training and you feel like the fire hose has been turned on? You feel like you've been at this buffet that you could eat and eat and eat and never get to the end, and you're stuffed, but what do you have to show for it? Again, when you're working with people, we want to get them to that end result and pick the top 3 things that's going to get them there. So skip the buffet, and instead, I want you to focus on delivering this intimate, high value, high signature program that's beautifully designed and on this beautiful, presentation, so to speak. But guess what? They are very clear on how you're helping them get from A to B to C. And that's all they're interested in right now. And so they have this beautiful 5-star meal with you, so to speak. And, they're not weighed down with all that other stuff. Because let's face it, do we want them walking away feeling so bloated that they can't even implement the things in the program? Or after they work with you, they're very clear and they know exactly how to get to that end game. For each major pillar or major problem or milestone that you're helping them, then what are the 2 to 3 mini steps? And once they complete those, could they reach their milestone at each one of these intersections? All right. So do you see where I'm going with this? Again, we are cutting, we are slicing, we are removing all of the stuff. And as you're building out your program, ask yourself, do they really need this? Or could this just be an auxiliary thing that later, once they get their work done, maybe it's like a dessert, an extra little module or training, but it's more for dessert, right? Are you with me? Is that making sense? And here is where the beauty comes in. So stick with me here. Once you build out this beautiful framework, this beautiful model, then you can just rotate over and over again. You can pluck out tiny little mini snippets if you want and use that in daily content, but you're going to have an overall schedule and a flow. And as people come into your world, they're going to hop onto that, remember that water wheel, and you are going to take them to the end destination. So your homework is identify your top 3 pillars that people need in order to get to that big end result, that big transformation. And then from there, in each one of those pillars, what are the 3 mini steps to get them to that milestone? And then come up with a rotation. Okay. It doesn't have to be fancy, just a quick little, like in my business, lead gen, selling systems, creating, your money making sales page, all of that kind of stuff. Each one of those could fall into my monthly rotation. And then you have something to talk about every day, every week, because the theme is there. And the beautiful thing is you're not recreating things, because these are all things that fit right into your program that you're giving your perfect future students or clients anyway. You're just giving people a little taste of it. So is that making sense? Let me come back here front and center. All right, so there you have it, an easy way to create your water wheel of content so that you always have something to offer your people. You come off as the expert and you're showing them that you can actually help them. So if you've liked this, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. If you want more help, there's 2 ways that I help people. My Digital Business Academy, low-cost monthly membership. Love to have you join me. We work on all these things together, or you can hop into my signature program where we work together, basically building out all of these assets for your business. Then you never have to think about things again. You have got a turnkey business to go out and to sell your program, and it's done. dusted and done. All right. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.